Gemini female single. I use a House of Love spread, something I made up. The 3 cards of the roof symbolize how, you know, either the attraction to your next mate, and then the cards in the house symbolize what's going on when you're in the full swing of the relationship. So even though you're single now, this is usually has to deal with your next significant relationship or one that you've had to deal with in the past, but usually towards the future. I use the romance tarot cards and love and sex tarot cards, so we're going to go with that. The first card I get in the roof is the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords, talking about the Gemini female, and I feel like this is really accentuating the fact you've been through a lot of shit here. I've gone through, and I'm kind of fed up. I don't know. You know, you got to impress me. There's a sword laying there at her feet, and I get the sense it's like you try and cross that line because you got to earn that cross to get here. And I know what I need to, you know, I know what my traits I'm looking for, so I ain't going to stand up for just anybody. I'm not in the mood to piss around, really, is what it is. So the Queen of Swords, and I mean, she can see through a lot. Like, you can't fool her either. She's another one you can't fool, along with the High Priestess. So she's right up there going, yeah, just try and impress me and see what happens. So really getting that sense, it's like, it's going to have to be far and away in order to shake my booty. You know, you gotta really impress me. That's the attitude I get here when she's coming across this relationship, this next relationship. Now, it's interesting. In walks the Knight of Pentacles. He's the man that makes that solid offer. The offer that's good. He's good for his word. He's not pissing around either. So she's really set out that energy. Boom. I'm going to have no foolery here. I want people that are good for their stuff. And in walks the Knight of Pentacles. So there we go. We got an earth sign that is not going to piss around. He's taking things seriously. And he's on her level to some degree. We'll see what happens as we move on here. The Nine of Swords is about mirroring, right? So this this Queen of Swords, she's something to be dealt with, right? So now we get the Nine of Swords, which is having a partner there that really is mirroring that energy that you carry. So I feel too there's going to be a strong sense of attraction here, but I feel like the Queen's going to be sitting back, the Gemini female is going to be sitting back there and going, okay, buddy, let's see what you got. You know, like she's got that attitude. Like, you go ahead, try and impress me. We'll see if I fall for this or not, right? So she's really met her match in that way. And there's an energy coming in that way in February or even into March, where you're going to get it. The universe is sending you something you really do want, is really going to meet your match here. So this is interesting. And we have the Emperor. So the Emperor is the guy that's coming through here. So we could have a fire sign coming in to meet this air, which is a really good, that would be a good match. An Aries and a Gemini is actually the perfect match. Astrologically, anyway, it's a good match. But he's a take charge dude. He's the one that, you know, he's got to be listened to, right? So in that way, when we have the Emperor, it's very well written here that we got someone that's going to match our energy field to a degree that might be even surprising. And I feel like the Gemini female is getting a kick out of this. It's like, go ahead. She's got a lighthearted way about it because she's no longer in a position where she's going to wear her heart on her sleeve. But at the same time, she's kind of getting a kick out of it. This is good. This is good. You keep up, buddy. Keep going, you know. That's the energy that I'm getting. So the next card I get in the roof is the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups is really bowing down. The male is going to bow down to her and trying to accommodate her. Try and make all those pieces fit. Because she's got pieces. Boy, she's got puzzle pieces just waiting to line up. And he's going to try to accommodate. So there's a good sense here of taking her seriously, okay? Now, the card we get on the sex side of things is the Knave of Chalices. Now, that's the Knight of Cups. And in this deck, the sexual deck, we have a dark energy of jealousy. I'm getting a sense that the man is taking things more seriously than the Gemini female. And that we may have a situation where this new relationship that comes in either has someone outside of the relationship jealous of it, or we have a situation where the man himself is not taken seriously enough at this point where he's taking things more seriously than the woman and then becomes jealous of her not really minimizing the male traffic in her area. You know what I'm saying? So there may be jealousy in that way. Or like I said, from a partner outside of the relationship itself of this guy coming in. Either way. So we have a sense of that. And that's heavy on this side. But at the same time, I feel like there's a very light energy to this person coming in. And even though the Gemini female is getting a kick out of it, she's not taking it very seriously, but the male may be. The male that's standing in front of you, that Knight of Pentacles, which may be a Virgo, a Libra, or sorry, a Virgo, a Taurus, or a Capricorn, may be thinking he's a little further in than he actually is in the Gemini female's mind. So beware of that misconception there. And there's ownership. They gave me the word ownership. There's an ownership to this woman that someone is taking to the extreme. Is not taking it well. So gotta be aware of that. But I feel like the Gemini female, she's just unhinged. She's just out there being single and doing her thing. So when we get into the house here, that's on the outside edge of the relationship, right? That's coming in. So as we get in here, we get the Queen of Coins. Now the Queen of Coins is interesting because we have the Knight of Pentacles and then we have the Queen of Pentacles. So we may have a match here, not only in a mirrored sense of personality traits, but we may have a genuine soulmate attraction coming, okay? So it's interesting because the card I get to accentuate that on the sexual side is the Fool. And the Fool in sex, because I'm going to limit it right down to sex, is about new beginnings, but not only that, being adventurous in the sexual side of things. Taking risks in that way that you maybe never did in your past relationship. Things that you want to do and explore, maybe not only with a different partner, but in a different way. You want to try things in a different way. Maybe something that was kosher with your past partner is not kosher now, or vice versa, right? Something that wasn't kosher before that you really dug, that just wouldn't accept, your partner wouldn't accept, now you want to try it with someone else. You want to go in that direction, you want to do those things and feel that out. And you have an opportunity to do that. And I get that light-hearted feel. I can go and I can do it. And it's all above ground. It's all good. And then the next card I get is the Joker card. Now, I want to clarify because I put there's a blank card that goes in the deck of the romance, and I put it in there, and I assign the meaning to fateful things. I basically said, if this ever comes up in a reading, I want it to mean that there's things here that cannot be resolved, that cannot be uncovered because it is detrimental to our path forward. So it's just going to be a blank card, knowing that, because sometimes I get confusion readings, and I wanted to assign a card to say, you know what, the energy that I got from it was a sense that, there's some things you can't know. So we have to fool you and trick you. And it's like, no, don't trick me. Just give me that card. And then I'll say, you know what, we cannot know this stuff in the future because it's detrimental to your path. And that's it. And that's what we got here for the Gemini female. we get that card. So there are things here that we kind of have to leave a mystery, because we have to do that. For the Gemini female, she has to not know everything, because they can actually make her go in a direction she shouldn't be going. So I think there's a little bit of a control freak issue there, but also, you know, if she knows too much, it can actually backfire on her. So I feel like that's not, I feel like I know that that card, and that's this card, that's what it's doing. It's telling me we can't tell you all the ins and outs yet, but there's something there that's a little bit of a mystery, and it's supposed to stay that way. And then the card I get on the sex side is the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is really that getting to know you card. And look how kind of comfy cozy they are, you know. And then there's a flame in the background this guy's carrying, right? A torch, you know. It just is that symbol of, you know, there's some passion here. There's a spark. And we're going to get to know each other a little more. And in a physical way. But it's going to be all good and groovy and wonderful. But that's the sense I'm getting. It's like there's this new energy, and there's these new things I want to try, and it's all new. That's what I'm getting. So there's a little mystery here that we got to keep secret, but let's go in that direction, be light and fluffy with it. It'll all work out in the end. Now the next card I get is the Six of Cups. So right away, they're telling me overindulgence in the drink. We may be going out and having fun in a public way. And this is where we're kind of warming up to the idea, right? Because I feel sober that this female may not be indulging in this as deeply as she is. But it's kind of loosening her reserves up. And I mean, I don't want to say healthy way, but in a more sound way, where she's gonna, you know, not have that rigid, right, Queen of Swords feel. She's gonna be loosening up a little more, and I feel like that's something that she does within her grouping of friends and whatnot. And it's all kind of open and happy. Everybody's having fun and drinking, and you know, it's all good, clean. Now the next card I get on the sex side of things is the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords, right, is definitely indulging in the physical side of things. So I feel like there's a getting to know you, like kind of a flirty, kind of a, you know, let's get into this. And then there's a Six of Swords getting into it, right, into the physical side. But we got to be aware that one of these people, and it may very well be the Gemini female, that's kind of, her head is not all there. There's something going on here that is preventing her to be all in. Although I get a light sense, a lighthearted sense with her. She wants to go, wants to explore, wants to do all this stuff. But once in the grind of it, and I'm talking about in the sexual side of things, there's something disconnecting, something kind of unhooking there. She can't quite all be in. Not that she doesn't want to, but there's something preventing her. It might be psychologically. The next card I get is the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups is that love, is that burning desire to be with another partner. So we have an opportunity from this Knight of Pentacles coming in, right? And it seems like that Knight is kind of pursuing her and kind of feeling that. And it's taken her a while to warm up. She's enjoying it, and it's fun and light and frivolous. But in the end of the reading here, near the end of February, that's when she starts to gain the feelings, and the emotional sense is starting to peek through. You know, it's not just a light, hey, you know, jokey kind of feel. It's like, yeah, no, I am starting to gain feelings for this person. I am starting to feel something. So I need to explore that. And then the sexual card I get on that is the Seven of Wands. And again, you have to watch. So there seems to be, there's two cards here that really disconnect the Gemini female in the sexual arena. We've got a situation where we may not, we may have some sexual issues, period, from our past that we haven't dealt with in the past relationship or at all. So there may be some issues there that are kind of taking you out of enjoying the complete movie for what it's worth, you know. that have to be dealt with no matter what. No matter what partner you're with, you really have to deal with if you have any sexual hangups. And I feel like there's something there for the Gemini female. She has to kind of figure that out. There's some kind of interior psychological stuff on the sexual side. And that may be too why she has to kind of drink, to get that liquid courage to kind of block that stuff out. So be aware of that. That could be, even though I think it's warming things up for you, I think that you gotta, you gotta understand why that is that you do that anyway. So be aware of that cycle. There's a little bit of a depth here to the Gemini female. I feel has not processed all her sexual dealings throughout her life. She has to, there's some stuff there that she's covered up pretty good, and she's gonna have to deal with that to a degree in order to get, to get all of that well-rounded relationship. You want good sex that you can enjoy fully, that you don't feel any guilt whatsoever for, or any kind of repressed feelings or anything like that. Anything from the past that may have gone wrong that you want to make sure you process all that. So there's a little bit of that hanging. But other than that, a good light, healthy feel to an introduction of a relationship coming in the future. And not only that, a partner that mirrors you and your traits and your qualities that you appreciate, and may even interlock to a degree where we have a soulmate here, a soulmate connection that is really, but I feel the Gemini female not wanting to engage in that so quickly, just being guarded, quite a bit guarded, but it's a healthy guard, and we're on our way to feeling feelings. So after that, I guess that will be the summer reading that we get into. We figure out where that's actually gone. Maybe we transition into the couple, right? Because this is the single, and like I said, it's your next significant relationship, and it seems to be a soulmate one. So something you're going to feel an attraction to right off the bat, but you're smart enough to know you can't just jump, Sometimes you have to just guard things out. But I feel nonetheless not being totally resistant, but not being gullible either, right? So we're just going to let it play out the way it does. And then nonetheless having some cards here where there's a little bit of a mystery. Can't reveal everything. Can't reveal all our cards, the universe is saying. So we'll just let you go as you will and have fun. And that's really what it's all about, right? Having the fun. So indulge in that. It seems like quite a comical, light, fluffy thing she's doing. She's going out and being happy. Really is a good sense, and you just can't go wrong with that when you're feeling happiness to that depth. And I think she's being smart. She's figuring out that you can't, like I said, wear your heart on your sleeve. And so, and if the guy's good for it, he'll go through that and work his way. And I feel like this night there's something about him that's sturdy. Something about his offer that's, even though we're taking it in a light way, it's something that he's good for it. So she just has to warm up to that idea. So in the meantime, happy Valentine's Day, Gemini singles. Really good reading. I felt good for it. Hopefully it identified something for you, or cleared something, or will clear something in the future. I think you just have to be true to yourself. Maybe look a little more deeply into the physical if you have any physical hang-ups, and try and get to the root of them. And I think you'll be okay. So take care, have fun, happy Valentine's Day, and be kind.